Hi and welcome to the Intuitive Toolbox. We are on week 6, rather excitingly, and today's tool, on top of all the tools that we've learned before, is to journal. Now, I'm sure some of you will have come across this idea before. I remember growing up, I had a girlfriend who loved to write a diary, and I was like, oh my God, why would anyone want to do that? It just doesn't interest me at all. And then I discovered that all of the thoughts that were constantly going around in my head had a much better outlet in a journal than they did constantly going around in my head and causing me chaos. So I started to journal. So why is journaling good? It's kind of like having a best friend or someone to talk to. You know, when you share a problem, it just gets easier. It gets lifted. You don't seem to focus so much on it. So if you journal, you have this same beautiful effect. So let's just recap where we were. So we had 5 tools already. We had the breath work, breathing in through the nose, into that big belly and breathing out again. We had the idea of letting go, grabbing our forehead with our thumb and 2 fingers and just gently taking away any thoughts that were continuously present. This is lovely to do before you start to journal as well. We had the opportunity to go and reach for a book and to find a book and a word inside a book that would help you. So for example, the other day I saw spoons everywhere I went, and I was drawn to a book a bit later, and the first word I found in the book was spoon. So I very much knew that spoon was in fact a definite sign for me. We had lighting a candle, which is a beautiful thing to do. And we had the reset, the idea of pressing a switch and resetting your body. So let's add journaling into this group. Now, I'm going to give you an example of my own journaling and how it helps me. Today, it was time to come and sit down and do my podcast, and I was a little reticent. My kids wanted to go swimming and I wanted to go swimming, and I kept thinking maybe I'll just go swimming. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to sit down with my journal for a moment and I'm going to see what comes up. And I can tell you what I wrote because I have my journal right here with my funky little pen holder that I just made for myself. Okay, so I'm frightened to keep going with the podcast, and it's easier for me to give up than to keep going. So that was really interesting for me because I didn't realise that in my thought process. I was like, oh, I just think it's better for me to go swimming now. But it wasn't better for me to go swimming. It was just a thought process that was causing me to hold back on what it is that I really, truly want. And so when I was able to write that down, I knew, that's why. So I've got a couple of top tips for journaling. The first is make it a beautiful book. I have some really cheap ones that were on sale in Sainsbury's, and they're a really nice size and they've got good space in them to write. Get a good pen, a pen that you enjoy working with, and then keep your pen handy. That's been really useful, hence my little pen holder that I whizzed up. As you can tell, I'm very proud of that. And I have that on an elastic around the journal. And so I constantly have a pen available for when I want to write down, and that's really key for me. And then the third thing is to keep it with you as much as possible. So I keep mine in my handbag. I have it by my bedside at night. And when I wake up first thing in the morning, I start to write. Now, this is called morning pages, and it is the most beautiful exercise because it allows you to write before your ego has woken up. And you would be amazed. I've heard of people writing that they want to be an opera singer first thing in the morning and being so astounded with themselves because they had no idea. So it's a beautiful way to really understand what your heart's desire is. And how does it help with intuition? It allows you to track your thought process. And when those thoughts are all down on paper, there's space, plenty of space for love to flow in and for your intuition to come to you. So I really, really recommend journaling. It's a different process to your intuition because it's a continuous flow. There's lots and lots. Whereas with intuition, there are more nuggets of information rather than this continuous flow that you get from your journaling. So that is this week's top tip on the Intuition Toolbox. I'm Jacinta Dickin and I hope you've enjoyed.